Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the SourceFed podcast. I am Matt Lieberman. We got an awesome show for you guys today. We are right now, I feel like we're under the water of an alien planet in the best way. We set a mood lighting. I think it's awesome. I'm here with Sam Basher.
Hello.
Bree Essrig.
What's up?
I'm the witch from Snow White.
And the witch from Snow White, Mr. William Haynes.
Remember she had the long nose? Oh my God. Okay, never mind.
Wait, are you realizing just now that she was an offensive Jewish stereotype?
Absolutely.
She was?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if she necessarily was, but there are a lot of undertones to that movie that are all about the Great Depression. Like, all of the people who work for her and are, marching around, they're all saying, all we owe. All we owe, and it's like a reference to all of the people who are in crushing debt in the Great Depression. No, you can seriously, you can read up on it.
It's all we owe.
No way.
No, it's not. It's not all we owe. It's all we owe.
What?
I learned about this in high school in U.S. history class. We watched the movie and dissected it from a historical point of view.
It's got to be true then.
It's gotta be true.
I don't even remember
know,
my junior year history teacher's name, but if he's out there, I hope he wasn't lying.
I think a lot of people like to say, oh, if you read something on the internet, it's gotta be fake. Let's be honest, some college professors are full of shit. Oh my God.
You really go with
Do you have an example to back that up?
I mean, okay, well, I went to film school, so plenty of film school teachers are full of shit, and they have their dick is so far up their own ass they forgot how to teach. I didn't have to say that about them. I actually like some of my film school teachers, but why do we? I think sometimes we say anything you learn in school is going to be true. That's not always true.
That statement is true.
I guess.
There's some
you
shit
didn't
that's
have
wrong.
any proof to back up what you just said, though.
Well,
Yeah, how do we know that your statement is true?
It's the internet. I don't have to cite sources.
No, it's like that one Snapple Facts cap that's 29% of all Snapple Facts are fake.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I just remembered, do you remember back in school when you had to write essays and you have to write the references, the last page?
The bibliography.
I used to love writing essays. That's why I love working at SourceFed. I write an essay every day. But I would just be like, I don't feel like writing the bibliography because fuck it, why? I don't know. That's really
to prove
dumb
you
of me.
didn't make that shit up.
I mean, yeah, but the point is that your teachers having you doing it is so you know how to write a bibliography and how to cite references. They know that you're not just gonna make up quotes. Well, some students might. But
you guys never made anything up on
no.
it?
What about the fat
Really?
Jewish? He was taking my essay from me.
Wait, what? Really?
Wait, did he ever?
I was gonna say he stole a joke.
Hold
Now
on.
it's personal.
Hold on, I want to know
from
what you
SourceFed.
made up, Sam.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I know that you kind of stretch stuff. You stretch.
You gotta
Don't
lie.
make it up. Don't lie.
I
You
never made up
stretch.
anything in an essay, but what I used to do is I would take the periods at the end of all my sentences, and I would make everything else was size 12 font. And I would make the periods size 16
No
font,
way.
and I would make the spaces in between sentences size 16 font to inflate my essays in college.
How in the world how long did that take?
Not that long. You find and replace. So you enter period space, and then it selects all of them.
I think I told this story before. One time I wrote an essay in class, and we were supposed to write something. It was like creative writing, and I wrote in the middle of my essay, I wrote, "This is a journey into sound, a journey into sight." I legitimately referenced the Twilight Zone, but my teacher didn't know. She circled it and was like, "Good writing." I was like, "Oh, she didn't know," but I was gonna be like, "Oh, you better give me a C," because I totally was just.
You
stealing
ripped
them
it,
from
yeah.
yeah. But it was an accident. I thought it was a reference.
God,
Do
I love
you-
the Twilight Zone.
I
That's a
love
good
it too.
quote.
So
good
good.
quote.
Do you have a favorite Twilight Zone episode?
The one that still fucks with me is, if you guys haven't seen it, it's not the biggest one. I think Robert Redford might be in it. Could be wrong.
Really?
But it's he's in one of them at least. But it's an old woman. She's a hermit. She never leaves her house. And she thinks that if she opens the door for anybody, the devil's going to come in and she's going to
What?
die. Yeah, it's crazy. But
Don't be saying that when we have this mood lighting on. Get me back here.
but so a man gets mugged and shot outside of her door, so she brings him inside, and then as you find out throughout the episode that spoilers, she had died in her sleep, and that this whole event actually hadn't happened. That man is actually Death. And Death came in, and he's like, Death doesn't need to be scary. Death just is going to come and help you move on to the next part. So the man
wow.
is actually Death, and just grabs her hand, and she accepts it and moves on from
Who
there.
the fuck wrote all this shit?
Rod Serling.
Yeah, well, some of the
Do
best
something.
writers of all time.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite episode, Will?
I liked the one that scared the shit out of me was the one with the dummy. Do you guys remember the one with the
Yeah.
dummy?
No.
Yeah.
With the
I
dummy
hate
or the
everything with
doll?
dummy. Oh, no, he's a
Talking
dummy.
Tina?
He's a
Talking Tina.
He's a not the doll. He's like
A ventriloquist dummy.
I remember that one too.
Yeah.
Talking Tina,
Both of those.
yeah.
Talking Tina was actually scarier.
Was Talking Tina?
Yeah, that one was scarier. But the dummy was any dummy, like the Goosebumps dummy, any ventriloquist dummy is scary as shit. Watching the Jeff Woodham video on YouTube. What's his name?
Salad Fingers?
The guy that has
the dummies.
Jeff Dunham. Jeff Dunham.
Oh,
I
Jeff
made a
Dunham.
joke as if that was scary. It's comic and it's a little bit racist. If I was like Arabic, I'd be like, we need to take this shit off of YouTube. Like
I remember when like his Ahmed the Dead Terrorist thing like flew through my college and people were like, this is amazing.
God.
It was, and it's like literally it took like 6 months for people to realize like this is horrible.
Yeah.
How did he get his own show?
And he's in Vegas.
He's got a Vegas show now.
Vegas show.
Vegas show, but he also had his own like Comedy Central like series, and it got
know.
canceled after like a couple episodes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, it's puppets. It's not
Yeah.
Muppets, so it's not gonna last very long.
Yeah.
I forgot the joke.
What about you?
What about me?
Twilight Zone.
Oh, Twilight Zone.
Twilight
Oh my
Zone.
God. The Eye of the Beholder. Is
Oh,
the
that's
Oh,
one.
is that the one
classic.
with the pig?
The
people?
pig faces.
That's one of
yeah.
my favorites.
That's one of my faves. But also, which one? Okay, I forget what it's called, but it's the daughter who's like in her 20s, and she lives in this house with her parents, and they have these servants that just come in and out and don't really talk to them. And she's like, I want to go outside, Mom and Dad. I want to go do things. Why do we always just sit inside? Let's get out of here. And the parents were like, no, we can't go outside. And the servants are like robots that were created by the father. And so they're like, you'll get hurt out there. Like it's a big world out there, and we just can't let you out. And then she finds out that she's a robot created by her dad.
That
It's like
would
really
suck
sad.
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy, come on, program me
Now I
to
want to
forget.
rewatch them. I
Yeah.
want to rewatch them. Oh, I love the ones where they fuck with the character at the end. Like there's a twist, and you
Huge
realize that
twist,
actually
yeah.
people are just horrible humans. They're just horrible creatures.
I like when humans turn out to be good.
I mean, that's good too.
Yeah.
But that's
You mean
I
like
like
the
the Twilight
one-
Zone stories when that happens.
Do you mean like the one where the entire neighborhood thinks that there's like an alien living in the
That's a
house,
great
and then
one.
they all turn on each other?
Yeah.
That one's good. My favorite is I shot an arrow up into the air. I think that's what, or a broken arrow,
shit.
some shit like that. I don't know, but it's a space shuttle that launches and it's meant to go to another planet, but they lose contact with it as soon as it leaves the atmosphere, and then it cuts to them crashing on a desert planet. And they're like, we're kind of in the same solar system as ours, but like they can't really tell. And they start like marching, and like they start turning on each other, and the captain ends up like killing both of his crew members. But then they climb over a hill, and there's a sign that says Reno, and they only crash down only miles away from where they were. And yeah, it's real good.
I like the one, it takes place in like the 20s, and it's a little bit anti-Semitic, and there's this guy in his 20s, and he works at like a news station, and there's this other guy like Lat Liederman, and he just kills him. He murders him dead.
Really?
Right there.
What is his name?
Lat Liederman.
No, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, the other guy is Million Baines. Yeah, he's in his 20s.
I hate you.
I should be embarrassed how long I sat here and tried to think of a story, and that's all I came
I
up with.
can't believe you did
When
that.
I got there, I got scared. I was like, okay, I can't make up anything.
The one that I like for some reason always sticks in my mind, and it's not necessarily the best episode, is the one where it's the pool hall hustler who's obsessed with beating Minnesota Fats, like the best
we don't
pool
use
player.
that term.
we don't fat
sorry,
shame here.
the famous pool player,
Yeah.
Minnesota overweight.
Oh, good. There we
Minnesota
go.
obeses.
And he summons the ghost of Minnesota overweight and it's basically like it's like one of those classic like battle with the devil things. Like,
Yeah.
it's like if I win, then I'm the champion, and if you win, you get to take my soul, basically. And it's a great two-person sparring match.
I hate
like it too.
I hate those stories where like somebody gets mad, so they go and call like a demon or a ghost. If I'm dead, do not bring me back. Absolutely, do not. Do not.
You're
bring
too
me back.
lazy.
Like hell no, I was just on Earth, and you're gonna bring me back for some trivial issue. I got an issue with someone who lives in the same dorm as me. Bitch, haunt him yourself.
Whoa, what kind of who you talk to have ghost problems? You
I mean,
call a ghost
I
like,
got
oh, my
ghost
roommate's not doing the dishes. Better call a demon.
Better call. I mean, if this was an anime, that would totally happen. Yeah,
Sure.
that would totally happen in an anime.
Yeah. But it is selfish, like the idea of bringing somebody back, like,
Yeah.
because even when you go in like an awful way, isn't like dying essentially you're at peace, you're
Yeah,
at
you're at
rest, you
peace.
don't have to experience anything anymore, the good things or any of the bad things.
Yeah.
It's like inherently, I mean, it's like what they're dealing with on Arrow this season.
You know, you guys, your favorite show,
Your
Arrow.
favorite
it.
show, Arrow.
8 o'clock
show.
p.m. on
Yeah.
CBS.com.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, boy.
Everybody tune in.
Yeah.
I want to make an episode of Twilight Zone today. I guess everybody does, huh? Leonardo DiCaprio did, and he actually did.
Wait, he made an episode?
He made I think he like produced a whole season of.
You mean
Twilight
the
Zone.
the
Yeah,
remake?
Yeah.
Wait.
Didn't he produce it?
There was a remake of the Twilight. I don't know if there's one in the 2000s. There was a remake of the Twilight Zone in the 80s, and there was a movie of the Twilight Zone that was directed by. It was like 4 segments. Each was directed by a different director. Spielberg, John Landis, who like someone died in the production of his. Toby Hooper, and I want to say Robert Zemeckis.
There was a reboot. And Forrest Whitaker was the
Really?
Rod Serling. Yeah, it was in the 2000s. It only got like a couple episodes.
Oh,
though.
man.
I watched one episode of it. It was okay. It was weird. I like the classic like black and white, kind of like lower budget, and it just like that for some reason that felt way scarier than what they were trying to do with this.
Yeah, I feel like those were so original for the time that we've heard all those stories before.
Have you guys ever seen Black Mirror on Netflix?
No, but people say it's like the modern day.
It is the modern day Twilight Zone, and Netflix ordered like 12 more of them, and that show will fuck your shit
Is it
up.
scary?
I want to watch it.
It's scary, and it's really more disturbing than it is scary. And it's all about like twisted visions of the future, basically, and how media and our own like dependence on consuming content and a variety of other different issues lead to people's downfalls and then moral dilemmas surrounding each. And it's an anthology show just like that. It's really cool.
I like shit when human nature is questioned. Ooh, that's relatable because I'm a human. Last time I checked.
I wonder why no one's done like an anthology series like the Twilight Zone. And I'm sure maybe someone has on YouTube,
I
like
played the
short
Beatles
Black Box
version.
TV?
Really?
Yeah.
They always they come on and off
I
every
remember-
once in a while.
You
Yeah,
remember the first episode of that is like Phil getting murdered in a hotel. Or something.
it is.
Yeah. I did a couple series with them. Yeah, that
Oh,
was
really?
fun. It's a good team. They always come up with some crazy ideas. I love Tony V. He's the shit.
I saw him in an all-white suit and blonde hair at the Streamies, and I was like, oh.
That was for promotion for his new series that just came out.
White
that
Box
I'm
TV.
in actually.
Ooh, what's it
Nice
called?
plug.
It's called The Fourth Door.
Oh.
Yeah, and the bad guys in the movie dress like that and have like the bleach blonde hair.
Oh,
So,
I would
sort
be
of
afraid of them
promote
in
it.
real life.
They actually had like a tour bus travel from city to city for the Fourth Door, and characters were like inside and would come greet you, and you could sit down in like movie theater seats inside and watch clips from it.
We should do that.
It was really cool.
Well, it'd be creepy if we did it.
We should have a bus that just says people be like on the side.
Everybody come in and sit down with us and watch our videos with
Yeah.
us.
And then
If we did it, it would
there's a
be-
guy that you hire that looks just like you to do you.
Oh my God!
In it.
And you're following behind in another car, so they think they're interacting with you, and
But it's
something's
not
not
me.
quite right. But then you drop down from the ceiling and you scare the shit out of them.
That would be
And
the
in
best.
itself, that becomes a new video.
I would like to do that with Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
I think I'm going into the Conan O'Brien thing, and I'm seeing this really tall ginger guy, and I'm like, this isn't quite Conan. And then the real Conan comes and knocks out the fake Conan. That would be fun.
Yeah, that
Nope.
would be that'd be
Yeah.
fun to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see a fight between a fake Conan and a real,
real
Conan.
Conan.
And
Nobody
you have a gun and
does-
you have to figure out which one you're supposed to
Yeah,
shoot.
he's like, shoot
Yeah.
him, shoot him, and it's a real
I
gun.
mean, Are You Afraid of the Dark was sort of Twilight
Don't
Zone-y.
mention that shit
I
in this
know.
dark light.
That was like so long ago. It was like, what, 20 years ago now?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, like a little bit more since it started.
It truly was terrifying to me. Wait, what's it called?
Goosebumps?
Oh,
No,
wait.
I'm thinking, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Are You
That's
Afraid
what
of
she
the Dark?
said.
Is that the one with the? I remember some hands.
With the campfire?
The hand. No, Are You Afraid of the Dark is a bunch of different stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an
yeah. It is
anthology.
a modern. Yeah, I'm thinking of the movie about the Disney Channel movie with the guy. It was like he's like under the girl's bed and he's like,
Don't look under the bed.
Don't fucking say the name.
The boogeyman. That was scary
Wait,
as hell.
That shit. And he like stopped time at the school and she's walking around and everybody's all frozen and shit. Oh my
Wait,
god.
okay, I think I remember this because it scared the shit out of me. Does her friend or something turn into like
Yes,
one?
and
Okay.
that was the worst part.
I couldn't deal with that. I couldn't deal with that.
No.
That
Imagine
show
if we
was
were sitting
scared
around
me.
in the living room and me and Darren and Steve all turned into Boogeyman and we were like, oh!
What's
You
your
know.
favorite Disney Channel original movie?
Oh, Cadet Kelly. I really did like Cadet Kelly.
I did
but
too, but Brink.
I don't remember
Brink?
Brink. I always hear people talking
Brink's
about Brink.
the skateboarding one.
Eric Von Detten, rollerblading.
Luck of the Irish.
No,
Look
I
at the
don't.
Irish. I really like, except for when he turned into the. What's up with Disney Channel movies?
You're-
I'm gonna turn into some scary shit.
You're just a scaredy cat.
You're
I was-
missing
I
out.
really
No,
was,
it's
especially back
Halloween
then.
Town. Halloween Town's the best.
Halloween Town 2, 3 was like,
They made it up more.
Yeah, they
You know
made
what-
3 of them.
You know what really scared the shit out of me? Hocus Pocus. Every
Hocus
year.
Pocus?
Hocus Pocus
Billy?
scared the shit out of
No,
me.
what's the other
Little
one?
I've
cute
never
little
seen
Leonardo
Hocus
DiCaprio.
Pocus.
Really? You
I've never seen Hocus Pocus, and I didn't have the Disney Channel growing up, so I didn't watch any of those
Well,
movies.
you gotta turn your Matt Lieberman button in because you're supposed to have seen everything.
Yeah, you think so, but
It's not too late for Hocus Pocus.
it's not too late for Hocus Pocus. Although I've heard
I think you'd
it's
like
it's
it.
one of those things like Goonies where it's not going to hold up to the level of people who watched it when they were kids. Like I watched Goonies for the first time.
does.
When I watched Goonies for the first time, I was 17, and I was like, I can see why this is entertaining, but it wasn't like this is the greatest movie ever. This is in my top 10 movies. Like it's there are fun things about it, but it's also long. There are stretches that are straight up boring. Like I'm not going to say that it's a bad movie by any means. It's a good movie, but it's
think-
not an amazing movie.
It's probably about like the experience you had with your family, like
Yeah.
growing up and watching it. I think a lot of people like to connect movies and things like that. It's
Well,
pretty
I connected with Mikey so much because I was that kid that was like, let's go on an adventure and let's go do something and save
Hell
someone and see
no.
some shit. And everyone was like, no, come on, let's just stay here and do this. And I was like, no, come on, guys, it's our time.
You
Yeah.
like
And
going
so
out?
I really connected with that. Yeah. and I
Especially as a
loved it.
kid, when you're ignorant, when you don't know like dirty bastards are out there. Yeah, going outside is fun. Now you got to deal with them, and they fucking hit your car and
Yeah.
don't use a blinker. Yeah, I hate going out now.
That sounds like you.
that just sounds like you as a driver.
Motherfucker, I use a blinker.
You,
all
do,
right?
you use
I
the blinker
my
half the
blinker.
time.
Sometimes.
You
Yeah.
just don't use your eyes.
I just don't
Other
use
than
my
that.
eyes. Oh man, I learned recently if you don't look over your shoulder, you can murder yourself. Oh my god! If you don't
What?
look over
Well,
your shoulder,
okay, so now Will's
you drive-
relative
Oh, you mean
still
while
new.
driving?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I not knowing about existence?
Yeah.
If you don't look,
I loved like the Page Master. I loved like movies.
we
that
talked
were,
about that on a. Did we talk about
Yeah,
that
we
on
talked
Table
about
Talk?
that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Page Master.
Yeah,
Macaulay
'cause
Culkin.
I
Yeah.
love kids that had big imaginations because that was me. It wasn't going on adventures. It was like riding my bike around in a circle and imagining I was in a space race for like 3 hours straight.
Well, you're an
Yeah.
imagination kid.
I was one of them
Me too.
imagination kids.
So was
yeah.
I,
Yeah.
but
You
all
also
those
like to see
movies
shit.
were the shit.
Yeah. I was totally okay with not seeing shit.
Yeah, I didn't need
Yeah.
to see shit. The stuff in my head was way better and far more painless.
I can only imagine if we had the internet back then, because I was mesmerized by TV. I was like, oh, you get to see everything. I thought TV Land was the greatest shit in the world, because not only could you see what's going on now, you could see what people were like in sitcoms 20 years ago.
I have to ask a serious question.
Yeah.
When you guys watched black and white
Yes.
things,
Yes.
yes,
You
you all
thought-
thought it was.
no.
You all thought the time used to be like the world used
I
to
had
be
a
black
friend
and
that-
well,
white.
it's just hard to imagine it in color because all the images are in black and white.
You really didn't, Bree?
No, I did
not
not.
for 1 second. You're like, oh, it used to be black and white. I accept this as
No,
fact.
because it was the same thing with cartoons. I didn't accept that as reality at all.
Yeah, but these were people walking around.
Well, my parents were always like, it's just a movie. It's not real. So
Yeah, my parents are a little bit
Sorry
older
you
than
didn't
most
have
people.
that.
Yeah,
No, my parents didn't do that. They're just like, okay, watch TV. Bye bye.
yeah. My mom would watch TV with me. My mom, oh my god, my mom, like, you know that stereotype that like, you know, black people like to narrate TV shows as they watch them in the movies. My mom totally does that. Cannot watch. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was.
What's wrong?
I don't understand why you're apologizing.
I
What?
just felt the silence. I feel like I brought up some.
No.
no,
You guys know.
that's your.
No, we-
it's
I know
your
you guys hate my mom. I know
experience.
you guys hate my mommy.
Will, that's
When
just
my
the
mom
sound of
came-
us listening to you.
When my mom came into the office last week, Lieberman said, "Don't bring that woman here anymore."
That is not
You know what
true.
happened
did
between
say
us.
that.
You
That
used
is
to be
not
with my mom.
true.
I know Lieberman used to date my mommy.
Yeah, it's true. We went out a few times, and ultimately, it just didn't work out.
It didn't work
Yeah,
out.
she said she just didn't have enough in common with me,
No.
which is a bummer because your mom's a dynamite lady.
Ironically, she really does love the Goonies, so I know that you couldn't.
That was one of our big fights. Our big
I'm not
fights.
gonna watch the Goonies.
Yeah, no, she was a big Mikey fan, and I was a big
Exactly.
Sloth fan, and that
Exactly.
wasn't gonna work out.
I could you? Okay, let's say you had a friend who was like one of their parents was hot as shit and like single, and that they're not like one of your close friends. They're like, you know, like I know them. Could you date their parent?
Yeah.
You could.
You could?
Yeah.
You could date one of your friends' parents?
Yes.
Imagine marrying them.
why and how?
Imagine
I would not.
marrying
I
them.
don't believe in marriage for myself.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
Hook up. Yes. Date.
Yeah,
no.
fuck
But
your
like
daddy.
legally
How about your mom?
being your friend's parent has got to be so weird.
So weird.
So weird. Well, especially because, like, say your friend winds up in the hospital. You're the one who gets the call, not just as their friend, but as their parent. You are responsible for their safety. Like,
I was
think about that
thinking-
shit. Like, imagine you're 18, your friend is 16 or 15, and you have a whirlwind romance with their parent, and you marry. Suddenly, you're an adult who is their legal guardian.
That's not what I'm looking for, okay? I am the Mina Savari. I want that Kevin Spacey D.
You want that Lester Burnham D?
I want that Lester Burnham
What are
D
you
up in my
talking
hee-hee, and that's it. And
He
then
was
we
the
bounce.
saddest person ever. Why would you want that D?
He was hot.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking completely different than
But
you.
also like Stacy's mom, you know?
She's got it
Got it
going on.
She's got it going
I was
on.
thinking more like, what if your friend starts acting up, like they start being bad? They're like, "Man, I'm mad," and then your wife's like, "You better put our son into check." I'm like, he's like 2 years younger than me. Like,
No, he's like a month younger than me.
He's like a month younger than me.
No, he's a month older than I am.
Yeah, that's even better.
You should have thought of that before you started dating me.
That's
I feel like at this age,
love is love.
it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, that your friend would be hurt
Yeah, if
and
you're in
weirded
your
out,
20s.
but like,
I
I don't
think
even
You better get over it. I'm
matters.
smashing.
I think it matters until like you're in your mid-20s and the
Yeah.
friend is in the mid-20s. If like you are just coming out of high school
If you're-
and their parent is like creeping on you the same age as their kid, that to me is weird.
oh no, it's weird for the adult.
yes.
I don't think it's weird for
Oh, we didn't
No,
even think
it's
about how
not-
mommy felt.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I never think about the feelings of adults.
Of adults. I
you
mean,
are an adult.
I know, it's scary.
Phil asked me this week, like, do I think that like I'm an adult yet? And I was like, I kind of am, because like, you know, like I drive a car and I like do my best to stay in my lane and look over my shoulder and like I pay my bills. I feel like I'm moving over into adulthood. Do you guys feel like you're adults?
No, that's a good
Yeah, I
question.
do.
Like, do I feel? No, I kind of feel like a
'cause you live alone.
caterpillar. I
Right.
feel like a caterpillar inside of like a little cocoon. I'm about to emerge, or probably not.
Okay.
No, yeah, you just got your beard trimmed recently. That's an adult thing to do. I think
Yeah.
you're moving on up.
Sure.
I think
Thank
like
you.
being able to pay for yourself
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
fully support
Is
yourself,
a
I
big
think that's a
part of
big
it, yeah.
adult.
I'm of two minds about it because there's a quote and I don't remember who said it to me, but it's there are no adults, there are only older children. Like, because people are always learning until the day they die. That's why like so many adults, like when we're kids, we think that they're smart, but they're just fucking up the same way that we're fucking up.
We just don't
Definitely.
see it.
Yeah, we just don't see it because we don't know.
Yeah.
The other thing though is like and I hope this isn't too morbid. When I realized that I was an adult was when someone that I kind of knew, but my friends all knew from college, died. And this was like 2 years ago, and I went to their wake, and I could not remember for the life of me. I was sure we had met. We had crossed paths somewhere, but I didn't know her. And all my friends knew her, and it was just like wall to wall of people that I knew very well, all mourning this girl that I didn't know. And it felt like distinctively like this is the next level.
Whoa.
Like when people start to go, when
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
moving
that's
on
true.
without people, that to me is when things start changing.
No, it's that like you can tell you're in adulthood at that point,
Yeah.
and do you feel like an adult? That's,
exactly.
different,
Like-
but you do feel like an adult. Is
Right.
what I'm asking.
You know, taking care of the people who knew her best and like were in
There you
really
go.
bad shape,
Yeah.
bringing flowers, bringing food, like looking after people. When you become part of like that adult friend community
Yeah.
that's sticking by each other, like that to me
Yeah.
is the big change.
I see what you're saying about like when people dying becomes like normal. That's the kind of adulthood. You gotta really appreciate the different stages. Like I realized recently that I'm almost at the age where if someone my age has 2 kids, it's like normal. Like if like 2 years ago, if you had 2 kids, you fucked up. Oh, I'm sorry, unless you got 2 kids and you like 19. And congratulations. You know you didn't mean to, but you know we're getting into the age where having 2 kids is like a normal thing, and that's just another stage of adulthood.
How many friends
get
do
what
you
you
have that have kids? Like, can you count them on one
couple.
hand, 2 hands?
No, I don't. I can't. I
You-
don't know. I only have like maybe. No, I only have like 1 or 2 friends that have
Same.
kids. Yeah,
Actually, well,
Yeah.
I can think of at least.
You know
too.
what, like, kind of freaks me out a lot is about being an adult, I guess. It's
Yeah.
just the fact that my parents, like you were saying, Matt, they used to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And now I just sort of look at them and think that they don't know anything
Yeah.
sometimes. And it freaks me out. And, like, did they ever know what was best? Did they... You know
just-
what I mean?
No, they try their best.
They tried
Yeah.
their
They always
best,
try their
but
best.
did they really know
Well, I think they
what
had
they
a-
were talking about ever?
when they were in their prime, they had a greater grasp of what was going on.
Yeah.
And you go through like hills and valleys. Like they went through the hill of like knowing the most in the 90s, and now the world has changed, so now they're going down. And the older you get, unless you evolve with the times, like you'll know less and less.
Yeah,
Well,
the
it's
world
just
is different
but,
now
but
than
I
it
do
was.
see, I do see things that that used to just, I don't know. Okay, so for instance, growing up, what was always on TV wasn't necessarily the news. It was like or like pop culture shit, right?
In your house.
In my house, playing, right? And so I always knew stuff about celebrities and pop culture because it was always on and around, and I was a big TV person. And then growing up and sort of like discovering the news and becoming political and that sort of thing, I did that, and then going home, it's still the same old stuff. So it's like our interests and the things that we know are different now. The things I know that my family doesn't know, and vice versa. It's sort of like their interests are so
it's weird. You have to like respect
small.
it.
So wait, what do you mean exactly?
I guess it's just like growing up, I thought my parents knew all the answers, but they only knew the answers about
what they wanted to know.
What they wanted to know, and they didn't really look at the big picture of what was actually going on in like the world, other than headlines. You know what I mean? Like they didn't like do much research into that stuff.
They didn't want to.
Because
they
didn't
were happy
want
with
to.
their lives as they had them.
And as adults, we also do that all the time, and we choose to learn certain things, and we choose to ignore certain things, and that's fine. But it's just very strange to learn that, I guess, about your parents when you thought that they knew everything, and they really didn't know that much about other things.
Everyone is operating from their own place of insecurity. So, in that respect, if your parents didn't want to know anything more about the world than was necessary, and they didn't want you necessarily to either.
They definitely they were like, I was very sheltered. So they definitely kept me away from certain things.
Were
Probably
you
out of fear of you
Yeah.
getting like hurt. Like what a lot of people don't realize is like oftentimes your parents do things because they're worried of you getting hurt, or not because they don't want you to know
I think it's
something.
a chief motivating factor in almost all things that a lot of parents do.
It's out of fear.
Yeah,
it's out of fear.
Yeah, because like you're their responsibility, but they can't control you.
Yeah.
So all they can do is do what they think is right to keep you safe or give you the kind of life they wish that they had.
I would be so embarrassed if my kid died. Oh my god.
You'd be embarrassed.
I'd be
Embarrassed is
so
the first
embarrassed.
word?
Everybody be like, "What you do to your son?" I'd be like, "He was on."
Hold
an
on,
airplane."
who you hang out
what
with?
terrible friends are in your life?
What you do? What you
Look,
don't.
Clarice is the third one.
There would be a level of shame there.
Yeah,
right?
it
Yeah.
really
If it
would
was
be
through your own
embarrassing.
I guess it
negligence.
depends on how,
I'd be
your
like, how
child
dare
passed
my
away.
son put me through this funeral and make me go to this and pay for it?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be burying me, you goddamn drug addict asshole.
That is in a perspective.
Are you assuming that you're going to grow up to be a drug
My
addict?
kids are gonna be fucked up. No, I'm saying he is a drug
okay.
addict. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
What'd you do to push him to
I
that?
don't know, not paying attention to him, going out and making jokes late at night.
Sounds like you already
God.
know what you need to do to make sure that your kid's not a drug addict.
Everybody knows what they're supposed to do, but you know what you're gonna do. You know what you're gonna do. I like telling jokes, and I'll probably do it forever. Like, I feel like that's why I'm not gonna have kids, because I know I want to make jokes more than have kids. But that could change over time.
Is that something that you feel like you've come to this year? Because like you started doing stand-up this year.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you now have a different understanding of who you are as an adult versus how you were this time last year?
Oh yes, absolutely. Because I had to set myself up to fail constantly. Well, not set myself up to fail. I had to go and fail all the time. It started with stand-up, and now I just do it with everything I do. I have to like make jokes and do shit, and like sometimes they're not funny, and that makes me feel like shit. But I'm okay with it. And I've learned like through people like Foul Zone and like Elliot, who like talk to me about it, who are much more farther down the way than I am. They're like, you just have to just not care and do things. So I've learned that. That's probably my biggest life lesson this year.
Is to learn to not care.
You learn to not care. Somebody wrote on Twitter, like confidence is not always being right. It's not being afraid to be wrong. So
Yeah, I feel like I've kind of embraced that
Yeah, I
a
think
lot.
you have too.
No, because it's kind of like I kind of made my brand to be like self-deprecating. It's easy, and you kind of just are able. I mean, especially when I was a kid, and I know a lot of people who listen to this, they're always like, "I'm too afraid to go do something," or "I'm too afraid to." Fully be who I am. Just
It's kind of like
make
people
fun
love
of yourself.
to see people love to see that because they like to hear someone talk about their flaws so that they kind of don't have to pick you apart. It like saves them
But it
that
doesn't.
opportunity.
It doesn't always feel that way when you're growing up because you still haven't found your true tribe, like your true
Yeah.
people who you can be that vulnerable with, who won't just take that and use it against you. I feel like there's a fear that that'll go wrong.
all you
But
need
also,
is
those people will go away at some point. Like
Yeah.
we will move on past those people. And like it's okay. As you brought up a point. Oop, kick the mic. That you are always trying to figure out who you are. That is a progressive thing throughout your entire life. You're going
that
to
never
become,
goes away.
And if you're doing life right, you will constantly be changing. You will, if you are saying, okay, this is who I am, I'm going to be this forever, you probably fucked up because the world is changing. You need to constantly be having a look out of being different and changing. Yeah.
That's the thing that bothers me the most is how many people, and I feel like it gets more and more like this every year, people who self-label themselves as a means of defining themselves.
Yeah.
It's like, my name isn't Kyle. I am a Jewish Whovian Flash fan, gamer, bad driver, vegan. Like, it's like I need to come up with as many terms to define myself so I don't actually have to ask the question of who I really am.
Ooh, yeah. But people love labels. People are
do
the
love
most
labels.
comfortable with labels and knowing exactly who you are.
But at the same time,
because it helps them understand who you are.
we've got this
And it's
backlash
bullshit.
against labels because it used to be that it was other people who labeled us. It was
Yeah.
other people who labeled us as
Nerd.
fat, nerd, gay, whatever.
Stop saying that on this podcast.
But now, like, labeling is a point of pride. I'm going to label myself before anyone else can do it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hold tight to that until I can't anymore.
I used to be big on that. I used to be like, I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd person. I'm
We
a
used
nerd
to say,
person.
you're awkward.
Yeah, I'm
all
not.
the time.
You
People
said that a
come-
lot. It was kind of strange after
Because
a
I
time.
thought I was. The reason why people are awkward, I've learned, is because you're focused on, oh shit, I'm awkward, shit, I'm awkward. Once I decided to stop thinking about whether or not I was being awkward and just be myself, which no matter who you are, you're good enough. You will no longer be awkward.
Yeah.
While you're focusing on being awkward, you're gonna be awkward.
Wait, okay, so what happened? Did you guys ever have a point when you just kind of clicked and realized that the world works that way,
Yes,
that people work
this
that
year.
way? This year.
Yeah.
Was it like mine was driving to work? It was maybe 5 months ago. It was
Really?
like I was driving the car and I was like feeling miserable, and I don't know why. And I realized in the car, I'm like, why am I miserable? There's nothing happening right now that should make me feel this way. And it clicked. And I started smiling, and I was like, did I have an aneurysm? Like, what the hell just happened? Like, but no, I realized that it's okay. Everything is going to be okay.
I had a revelation like that too.
Yeah.
When?
2 years ago, I was in a Forever 21 with my friend Chelsea. Hey, and I was dating this guy that I just like really, really liked him a lot. I was like, I don't believe in marriage or kids, but if it's gonna happen, it's gonna be with this
Kids
guy.
are real. Kids are real, buddy.
I do believe in children. I just don't believe in them coming out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was just this moment where I was just like looking at this jacket up in the racks, and I was
Leather.
like, where could I wear that? I could wear that in the mountains. I could wear it in the snow. Where could I go that's snowing? And it was like this revelation where I was like, we could literally go anywhere at any time and do whatever the hell we want, whenever we want. And that gave me like such a
Freedom.
it was a feeling of freedom, and this life is ours and we can do absolutely anything.
Yeah.
And we choose to put ourselves in these bubbles and to stay in places that make us miserable for whatever reason.
I had mine 3 years ago. I was still in therapy, and I just left, and there was a Mel's Diner down the street. And I went and I ordered fried chicken with vegetables. And I don't like being alone. In fact, I do whatever I can to not have to be alone at any given moment. I don't like going anywhere alone. I don't like doing it. So I'm sitting alone, waiting for my food to come. And I drop money in the jukebox, which is like the kind of expense that like my dad always said was like a waste of money. And like I'm kind of like dancing to myself at the table and like doing like a little scene with my silverware and just realizing like I can choose to be happy right now. I made a decision to enjoy my time while I'm here, and I can do that any day of my life. And that's the thing is like, I say it all the time on my channel. I've probably said it on this podcast before, but like happy is not the goal because you can't preserve happy. The thing that I think all of us kind of clung to is this idea that we can decide how we want to feel the majority of the time. Like bad shit creeps in and makes it harder to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know,
But it's still
though.
ultimately you have some grasp over it.
You're given challenges, and your body's going to react the way it's going to react. Your brain is going to, you are going to react the way you're going to react. But you have a choice at a certain point of how you want to overcome.
Yeah.
Or like what
is
you
in
want to
front
do
of
with your time.
What you want to do with your
Exactly.
time. Yeah.
I don't think you can ever choose to be happy or sad. I think you
Yeah.
can definitely choose to put yourself in a situation that
Yeah.
would make you
There you
feel
go.
better.
Yeah, that you would enjoy more instead of
Exactly.
wallowing.
Exactly.
I think
but but yeah, like mental illness is something that just like you can't shake.
Oh, of
no matter
course.
where you are or what
Yeah.
you're doing.
And yeah, that's not the point. It's more like you can make conscious decisions to try to move out
Right.
of
Yes,
it or just
yes.
improve the scenario.
It's like as simple as like I'm listening. I am sad. So do I want to listen to sad songs or do I want to listen to songs that make me happy?
Yeah. Well, I used to be very depressed. As you know, I used to talk about it a lot.
We talked about it,
yeah.
like one-on-one, yeah.
Yeah. And what I've learned is that what I need to do is stop focusing on I'm depressed, I'm sad. Focus on what I want to be. I need to focus on I want to be happy. I want to be more positive. Because if you spend, just like being awkward, if you spend all your life worrying, shit, I'm going to be awkward forever. Shit, I'm going to be depressed forever. Just say, I'm going to do my best to move into something better. And over time,
And you know
practice,
what, Will?
Yeah.
It works. It's been working for you.
Yeah.
You have
In a
been so
huge way.
pleasant
Thank you.
and wonderful.
Thank you. I'm
and
so
I think
sorry.
you're a lot funnier too.
Thank you.
I
think
really
so.
do.
Like I used to think that my humor came from negativity, and I learned somebody said something about like you can't be funny from complimenting or being nice, and I was like, sure you can, and I tried my best to do that, and I like where I am now. Yeah.
Well, it's like Patton Oswalt. He says that the funniest things come from not what you hate, but talking about what you love.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like you're going to care so much more about the things you love and the positive opinions that you have and the positive feelings than you ever will about like the negative emotions. And even though they're very powerful, if you really want to like describe why you hate something versus why you love something, it's not a hard and fast rule, but it's generally easier to talk about at length why you love something than why you hate something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're real negative. I have a friend that loves to talk shit, and I love it. I can only hang out with her like once every couple of months. 'cause
Everybody's
we
got
talk
that friend.
So much
Because
shit.
you like
Yeah.
it gets like poisonous. You're like,
Yeah.
we gotta go get some water or something, huh? We gotta go like
Yeah.
let's
You're
go
in the car,
sweat
like,
it out.
yeah.
Yeah,
coming
I'm
out your
all
throat.
about venting, but there are definitely these people that they're friends of friends. So whenever I'm hanging out with that friend, sometimes they'll invite this couple over, and I can't be around them. I just can't because they're so awful. Because we'll be watching a movie or something, and all they do is pick people apart, like complete strangers. It's like she should get a nose job, and I'm just like, what the fuck? What makes you an expert in like what people should be?
People like that, you either throw them out take out your life trash. I think DJ Khaled made a Snapchat about that. Take out the trash.
Oh, it's
or
keys
just
to
keep them
success.
every once in a while.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that where it's like, yeah, that actor gained a ton of weight, looks terrible. It's like, why does it matter?
It doesn't.
It really doesn't.
How does that affect your life?
Exactly.
We're watching Shrek. Come on.
exactly.
That ogre needs to lose some weight. They should have animated him skinnier.
They should have made another
Yeah.
Shrek movie.
That's just BS.
They didn't
Yeah.
need to make
But
another Shrek movie.
If you got negative people in your life, just take them all with everything in life. Take it in good portions. Just sprinkle them on like salt if you like a little shit talking every once in a while.
Right.
You kind of need it every once. I
Right,
mean, okay,
yeah.
it depends on the people, of course, but it's kind of fun. Like every once in a while, you're like, I'm in a bad mood. Go find the shit talking friend, and like it's 2 hours. You go get some food, and you just
Yeah.
like you turn into awful little gremlin people.
I feel like if you limit your meanness, because I feel like everybody has some meanness in them. If you can limit it to a 2-hour conversation that goes nowhere with a friend, you're in good shape. Don't be ashamed of that.
And
Yeah.
if you got a
Definitely.
good shit talking friend, they'll talk shit about anybody.
Anybody,
But
like,
you know what?
Yeah.
That friend talks shit about you.
Yeah, they do.
probably.
Best
You
know
believe
that
that,
they do.
anyone that
Yes.
you talk shit with is telling other people the shit you're saying.
Absolutely.
It will come back to bite you in the ass.
Don't
Be
take it
so
personally.
careful.
Don't take it personally.
Don't take. I don't. I used to. I mean, everybody does at some point. You
Yeah.
learn to not take it personally after
Yeah.
a while. Everyone's
Yeah.
gonna talk shit
You
about
gotta
you.
talk shit.
Don't
I-
think about it.
I think talking shit is a great exercise. Let yourself talk too much shit. Let yourself go too far, and then know that's where I don't need to be, and then pull it back from there.
You
I
kinda
guess
need
just
to
like
get caught.
think
Yeah,
about
you need to get
think
caught.
about like how you feel after you say something. Like that's super mean, and if it makes you feel good, well, that's where you're at in your life. But if you feel bad, maybe it's something that you shouldn't be doing.
Follow
Yeah.
that.
Do you guys
Follow
ever
your
have you ever
instinct.
had like that moment where you're getting into it, and you're like,
Yeah.
shit, I've gone too far.
Yup.
It's kind of like when you push a fart out too much, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
shit.
There's some poopy there.
Yeah.
It's
For
like
sure.
it is super easy to talk shit, but like, can you compliment somebody for 2 hours? Can you do know anybody? I know plenty of people.
Yes,
can
I
talk
I
can.
know plenty
You
of people.
can.
Yes,
yeah.
I can.
Yeah, there are some people that are that good.
That
There are
you can
some
just
people.
gush about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's 2 hours. That's a long time.
If you know them, it's hard. Like I could talk. I know there are some musicians and artists that I could talk good about. I don't need to mention any of them. You know who?
Yeah.
But I could talk about them for hours.
Can we
I wish that would turn into the
Can we
name
test
right
this
there.
out? Can we test this out? Let's go around the table. Let's compliment each other.
Okay.
Oh, I
and
think you
see
said let's
how
talk
long we
shit
can-
about somebody
no,
who's not
no,
here.
No. Sam, I want to give you a compliment.
I'm nervous.
No. Is that okay? Can we do
let's
that?
do it.
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I love
All
a
right.
challenge.
Okay. Is it a challenge?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
No, you've come so much into yourself this year. It's insane. It's so like beautiful to watch. Like as you've come into your own, not just as a host, but as a person, like you found your confidence, and not just in like talking to people, but in deciding, I will put up with this, I won't put up with that, which is something that a lot of people can't or won't do. And I still have trouble with it. Like I have friends who don't mean to be, but are bad influences simply because when I'm uncomfortable, I can't say it. And I feel like you're somebody who has gotten to a place where if you don't want to put up with something, you'll leave and you're fucking cool with that. And I want you to know that is like a rare thing and a powerful thing, and not to lose that.
Well, thank
that
you,
cool?
man. Yeah, that's cool. That was
Yeah.
very nice of you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Are we doing it like a circle?
Yeah,
Is that
let's do
what
it
you
in
were doing
a circle, and then we'll crisscross, right?
Bree, you. This is strange because
I'm
you're
so
saying
embarrassed.
I can't really look at you when I do it. I'll try. Bree, I've never met somebody who loves as much as you do.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really haven't. And like you exude positivity. You always strive for equality with everybody, especially the people like that are closest to you, and you stand up for the people. I mean, the people that matter, but basically anybody. And so it's been,
you.
yeah, no, it's inspiring. So thank you.
Thanks. Oh, I love this.
I'm hurt.
Love this. Will, you are so much sweeter and kinder than you know you are.
Yeah.
You really are. And you're so funny. And
Thank
you're
you.
so smart. And I think you really have grown a lot these past few months, especially. And I think you're going to do so well someday.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. You
Yeah.
gave me a lot of compliments in the past 24 hours. I really appreciate it. I thought about it later at home when I got home. I'm not gonna lie. You said some shit to me yesterday in the room, and I went home and thought about it. That's how you know it was a good compliment.
Oh.
Lieberman, you got a refined ass sense of humor. I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I be telling some jokes, and people will be like, "What the fuck is Will talking about?" And I see you over there dying because I know you get it. I know you get it. And I also want to say your passion for your girlfriend is the most beautiful thing I've
so
ever seen.
cute.
I've never seen. I caught Lieberman on the phone. I don't even know if I want to say that.
No, you can say it. It's okay.
He was making a video message. He was like, "Oh, baby, I love you so much. I can't wait to see you when I get home." He was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm making a message, Will." And he was not embarrassed. He's like, "Yes, I am talking to my girlfriend." I think that's beautiful. A lot of people wouldn't have the confidence to do that.
Thanks, man.
Should we say some? Should we talk shit now? Or?
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
ground ourselves.
Yeah,
like
go
bullshit.
ahead.
Yeah, but that sweater.
Yeah, Will, you're short.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're not
Oh,
really.
I was terrified of being short when I grew up. Because I
Me
was.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. I
Yeah.
was so scared. The guys in my town, in my school, they hit puberty real quick, and they shot up fast. And then
Fast.
halfway through high school is when I started to catch up, and I was
Yeah.
like, thank God.
Are you
Jesus.
satisfied with your height now?
No. What guy is satisfied with their
No,
height? They
no guy
always
is-
want to be taller.
Only Darren is satisfied with his height because he's taller than everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like I think I have like former short kids disease because I still feel short. Because I grew up being terrified of being short. I'm still in my head. I still talk like I'm short. Like, hey, yeah, man, what's going on? Like I do this high pitched shit. Like I'm like a
I
little.
kind of
boy.
wish you were
Yeah.
short like that because I
Yeah.
love to hear you do that.
It would be way better. Like, that's why Kevin Hart is so damn funny because he's 4'2". Like, yeah,
He is not 4'2".
he might as well be.
Yeah. Man, I feel like I don't even remember what thought I had. Bree, can I ask you a question? When you were like, does a guy's height matter to you?
I'm the worst person to ask because I don't care
Yeah.
at all. I've dated, I've been attracted to
Mm-hmm.
every type of person. I don't have a preference. I like guys that are my height because it's easier
Oh,
to
yeah.
kiss.
That'd be cute, unless you put on like some heels or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's more uncomfortable for the guy. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all. And I like short guys because it's easier to hold their hand.
Aw.
You know,
Our
like a
hands
big
match
guy that
up.
can like palm you and pick you up and like throw you into bed.
You know, I've been with tall guys, and it is nice. they can usually pick me up over their head, which is hilarious
What
and
the
fun.
fuck to do what?
Just for fun.
Tossa.
Oh.
Workout.
Yeah.
Workout,
Work out
play
them
fight,
traps,
you know, stuff
delts.
like that.
Yeah.
But it's hard to be intimate
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
huge height difference.
His dick's in your
Gotta
belly
bring-
button.
Yeah, exactly.
how it
My
works?
dick is in his back.
I mean, if you're a short dude and you got a girl that's taller than you, act cool, because that's cool as
That's
shit.
cool as
She's
shit.
obviously choosing to be with you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, just let it go.
I've always liked a woman either way taller than me or way shorter than me. I
Yeah.
don't like someone who's my height.
I have a tendency to date people who are usually around my height. So I'm like, it's been working out. I like it. It's easy. Kissing's
some tall
easy.
kids.
Holding hands is easy. I did one time make out with somebody who was 5 foot, and that was really weird because I was like, where do
Did
you
it hurt
go?
your neck?
I was like, you kind of like hunch down. And you're like, come here.
I know we
I don't
should
know
have gone
what
to
to
that
do.
massage parlor.
Do you have an idea of what your goal for next year is?
Oh.
Like
Ooh.
ending out the year?
I want to have abs for at least 2 weeks during next year.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
you can
solid
do it.
goal.
Yeah, I could do
You're
that.
on
It's
your
for
way.
Comic-Con. Thought that would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And also next year, I'm doing spring break with friends who are graduating college. So
Really?
I'm going to do that. I've never done it before. I'm
Myrtle
actually really
Beach?
scared. Like somewhere in
Mexico?
Florida or Cancun.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm very scared. I'm scared that one of us might get kidnapped.
That's the kind of
So,
shit
yeah.
that happens. So you might
Yeah.
meet Vanessa Hudgens, though. I don't know.
Oh
I've been thinking about
yeah.
her a lot lately. I don't know why.
Yeah, we were talking about it.
Because she's amazing.
She's amazing. I want to go to
beautiful.
Coachella and hold her hand more than anything. If I'm dying, if I got straight up cancer part 2, I'm saying y'all better let me go to Coachella with Vanessa Hudgens and hold her hand. That's all I want.
So
seems
guys, we're
like-
gonna
That's your
start
Make-A-Wish?
Let's
She be like it.
She seems like the sweetest, and she seems like she
Yes.
smells amazing.
I bet she smells so good. Like,
Right?
oh, like the Paris Hilton cotton candy.
Can someone send this video to Vanessa Hudgens and let her know the man is dying?
If I'm dying, I'm trying to hold your hand to Coachella when she got the little Native American shit on or whatever you call it. I'm sorry, I don't mean
A headband?
a headband. I love
I
Vanessa
know it.
Hudgens.
I know what you mean.
Soaring, flying, there's not a star in heaven that we can reach.
Ow, ow.
What about you, Bree?
Okay, don't make fun of me. I'm gonna go vegan next year.
Oh, boy.
No.
Will.
Oh,
Good for you.
boy.
That shit's hard.
Here's the thing. I've been a vegetarian for years. So why not take the extra step and just do it?
Where are you gonna get energy from?
Everything.
Everything.
Nuts. I hear nuts give you energy, right? Or
Yeah,
something
Yeah,
good
I mean-
fat, good protein. I had
You got
this.
good teeth.
I had this new like veggie burger last night. It's from this company Beyond Meat. It's called the Beast Burger, and it's like made of like this blend of like 10 different ingredients, like spinach and tomatoes and peppers and like all this different stuff. And it has 23 grams of protein. Tasted awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like completely vegan.
Yeah, I can definitely do it. I just need to put some research into it. But other
Yeah.
than that, I think I can do it.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like, I don't need to eat anything that animals provide because we are so advanced now that we don't have to rely on any of it anymore. So I won't.
Yeah.
I get you.
Plus, I don't like that stuff anyway. I don't like meat.
Yeah. that
Do you
happens.
like cheese?
I do. It's gonna be
Oh,
tricky.
yeah.
But I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You
Have
can
you
do
tried
it.
the chow cheese?
Yeah, I've tried all the
Chow cheese is amazing.
vegan cheese.
I think
good.
next year I want to have a year like I spent like maybe the first 4 months of this year like kind of dilly dallying, like not being productive. I want to spend the entire year in production. I want to
Me
run the
too.
whole time, and hopefully if I do it, then the next year I run the whole entire next year too. So that's my goal.
Yeah. My goal is to cut out all of the things that don't make me happy that I don't need to do to survive. All the things
Like
that
what?
Going on Craigslist.
No, not going on. But like I read too much. Like, and not like news or anything important. Like I'll read food blogs, I'll read, pop culture stuff, lists. Like I waste a ton of time amassing knowledge for no reason other than that's how I've always lived. And I know I don't need to do it, but it's like it's been a hard habit to break. And I guess just like pivoting myself, trying to do more of the things that will make me happy in the long run. Like I know that like when years from now, I want to be talking about TV like the way that we do on Superhero Roundup. I want to be a TV critic. Like I've kind of realized this year, as much as I enjoy acting and like hosting and stuff, like dissecting media and having like a good debate about it is probably my favorite thing. and I want to try to do more of that. And I guess I don't know. I might stop doing sketch comedy at some point. Probably not. Definitely not while I'm working here and working on Nuclear
Yeah,
Family.
you better not leave the family.
No, because I love the family and I love what we're doing. But I realizing that that's not the dream anymore.
Yeah.
Has been really, really good. Like has
That's
been
good.
really, really, really good. Just because I've felt directionless for a while. So and other stuff I just don't feel like comfortable talking about on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of the family, we launch on January 6th.
That's true.
Nuclear Family.
Yeah.
New sketches every Monday?
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know when this podcast is going up, but basically, you go subscribe now. People have been like, why aren't there any videos up? Because we haven't officially launched yet. It's there. YouTube.com/forhumanpeoples. We're so lucky to, become the new version of what was the For Human Peoples channel. The week of January 6th, we're putting out 2 videos, and then we're going to be putting out 1 a week from then on out, and it's going to be really, really funny. So go subscribe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So let's go around the table. Plugs. Sam, what are you up to outside of here, and what should people go look for?
Go follow me on Twitter at Sam Basher, Instagram as Sam Basher, but more importantly, go to youtube.com/DoubleInninkTV because YouTube won't change my URL to Sam Basher, but you can subscribe there, and I do a couple little shows there, and I'm starting a new series next year, and it's like I'm trying to get a budget for it and some special effects guys, and it's going to be a real cool. Keep
Awesome.
an eye out for it. It's got some superhero shit in there. Of course it does, but I'm really
Hell
excited.
yeah.
Nice, buddy. Bree.
Oh, you can find me on youtube.com/BrieEsrig, and I just did an episode of Between the Sheets with Josh McCouga. You should check it out. It's scandalous.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram too, at Brie Esrig.
Well, fine. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram too. William Haynes or Mr. William Haynes on Twitter. Follow me, please, now. Like all of it. Retweet all of it. But also, youtube.com/people be like, I got a new show that I'm coming out in January. I'm never not working on a new show. I'm not happy when I'm not working on a new show. So I got a new one coming out in January. On youtube.com/people be like, subscribe to that. New videos every week. Going to be 2 videos or maybe 3 videos a week starting next year. Swag, yellow piece. There, base guy.
Yeah. Hey, you can follow me on Twitter at Matt Lieberman, MattLieberman. My best top 10 TV series of 2015 is going to drop, I think, on Christmas or the day after Christmas. So if you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Matt Lieberman, you can check that out. And I've got a Christopher Walken podcast that's coming out in January that I'm really excited about. And I hope you guys listen to it or watch it. I'm not sure if we're doing video yet. So, yeah, gang, do we feel good? 2015 all wrapped out?
Yeah, everybody rub these
did it.
balls for good luck.
Yeah, rub the
We
balls.
did it.
It's like this one. YouTube
They're
video.
so
and
warm.
warm.
Yeah. I love
Bye-bye.
it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I wish this was the ball from Men in Black where it melted off all of Will Smith's fingerprints.
Ooh, yeah, we could go commit crimes.
Remember
I already
that?
do that.
Oh, I'm seeing somebody.
I'm seeing somebody.
I was wondering yesterday, I want there to be guinea goats. I want there to be tiny little baby goats that you can just
Is
hold.
that what it means?